Alright guys, back out here in the shop, and as you see, we don't have Micah Singer, we have his Texas tunnel. So 16-foot Texas tunnel, drag boat, single seat. I'm doing one thing, going fast. So we're having some ECM troubles with the 24 valve Cummins. So while we're trying to get that figured out, figured we'd go ahead and throw this boat together, get it knocked out, and give him something to go out on the water and play with, something we can race with and go out and have some fun. So what we thought was going to be easy with the ECM PCM wasn't. So we're going to get this knocked out and go out and have a good time with it, and hopefully have it done by end of the week, and, you know, go out there and test it. So Micah is over there working on fuel tank and mount with the fuel pump and MSD box. I am going to start working on the rear engine plate so we can try and get it in the boat and make sure that the rear engine plate's going to work while we wait on the front to get here. So we're going to start knocking that out. Alright, so this is the Ford bell housing here that Micah had used on the Sanger, and we're going to adapt it and use it in here so we can have the flywheel cover while still having a mid plate here that's going to bolt to the stringers versus the old setup which had this resting on the pump. So we're going to change that. So we've go ahead and got some in the dowel pin holes here. So now I'm going to take a transfer punch and transfer in the rest of the holes and get those all drilled out. And once we do that, we can go back and need to cut out the hole for drive shaft and cut out the hole for the starter. So go ahead and get that knocked out and see how it looks in the boat. Alright, rear motor plate is complete. Got it on there, then the flex plate bolts on here, and then the cover goes there. Have it notched right in here so that we can still run the shim and the starter. It's going to come through in this area. So got that knocked out. Micah now has the new battery mount in here, fuel tank and all mounted, fuel pump and everything.
Yeah, let me see.
Oh, you got it unbolted? Okay. Look how sleek it looks. Boom, yeah. Everything attached to the bottom. So you have to come out, 90 there, boom. And back to the engine, MSD box. So all that's mounted, ready to go.
It's got plumbing and wiring.
Plumbing and wiring. So I'm going to finish cutting the shim for the starter. Get that done, and we can get the flywheel and cover bolted on and set it in the boat. Therefore, tomorrow when the front plate comes in, we can get that knocked out. So now on to shimming. Alright, starter's on. You see we get it. Got that. The shim right here, the factory from the mid plate that the Ford runs. Got that still in there. Got it cut to where it'll clearance around the tunnel. Got it bolted on there. So now it is to pick it up and stab it in. Pump it, Micah. Show us them muscles.
Get it on now.
Get
it on now.
Okay. Coming down slow.
alternator and oil filter.
Now we got to relocate the oil filter.
It appears to be that way, yes.
Alright, this is why we test fit here. Oil filter. Hitting on the rail kit now. So we're either going to have to try and lower it and see if once we get it in, if this will get below it, or we have to relocate it. So now we're going to try and figure out with that and go from there. Alright, so now we got it in the boat and it's mostly where it appears it needs to be. We're still going to wait on the front motor plate to get here and put the drive shaft in to make sure that it is perfect, but we can see for sure we are going to need to do something with an oil filter. You see if they make a stubby one, relocate them. That's Ford issues. Should have got a Chevy. But either way, this boat's been set up for Chevy and LS. This is the first time it's had a Ford in it, but ever. But it definitely is gonna look good, and we know it's gonna perform good. So we're gonna sign it off there. This is definitely good. So now we know what we need to do. We know when you build these things, you're gonna pull the engine in and out a couple times until you get it right. That's just part of a project. That's part of a build. So now we see what we need to do. We can work on some plumbing and some wiring while we know we get these other parts in here. And while I wait on that, get some of this other stuff knocked out. So next time we check in with y'all, we should have everything to finish plumbing or do front motor plates and get ready to it. So catch y'all next time.